All right, welcome to Survive to Thrive. Happy Friday, everybody. Today we are going to talk about call reluctance. And first of all, thank you for those of you who are here. I greatly appreciate you. Call reluctance is simply not making calls for a variety of reasons. I don't know what to say. They're going to yell at me. They're going to ask me a question. I don't know the answer to the question. You can just keep filling in the blank, okay? But belly call reluctance is that inner voice that causes you not to pick up the phone and make the calls. All right. So business is a math equation. If you would just write this down, 250 times 20 equals 5,000 times 1% equals 50. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's a success formula, guys. So if you're in math class and I gave you a formula, or maybe this is not math, maybe it's biology or something, I don't know. One of you is smarter than me. Which class would this be? This is the formula that you're going to use to create something. Now, maybe that's chemistry. You know what? I am really hung up on this, and I'm not going to move forward until we figure it out. What formula? What is a formula that creates something, Joanne?
Algebra, geometry. No, algebra. We'll do algebra.
We'll go with algebra. Okay, so this is your formula to create a successful real estate business. 250 days, you're going to work. You're going to show up. Just like you said, Joanne, John's here every day. I'm like, yeah, I am. The first ingredient to success is show up. You got to show up to go up. So you're going to work 250 days. You're going to time block 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it takes, okay? Because this is the most important thing to your success as a real estate agent. You're going to time block however much time it takes to have 20 real estate conversations. Talking to your database, making care calls, forward, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, followed by, hey, by the way, if you knew of somebody that was going to buy a home, embedded command, sell a home, embedded command, would you refer them to me, embedded command? If you knew of somebody that was going to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, would you refer them to me? Yeah, of course I would. Thank you so much. And just out of curiosity, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a home? All right. That's a real estate conversation, right, Belly? Real estate conversation, circle prospecting. I'm calling because someone in your neighborhood recently sold their home, which is great news. Our challenge now is we still have buyers looking for great homes like yours. And I was wondering, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? Expired listing call. Belly, yes.
I got a question for you right there.
Fire away. Fire away.
You always create a conversation with like being positive. But what if someone answers you, it's like, why are you gonna recommend you? I don't know you.
Well, Belly, so you're referencing a circle prospecting call here, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just
Just to make sure that I'm answering the right question, because right, this is in reference to making a circle prospecting call and asking.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I think we found this is a breakthrough moment, everybody. This is a limiting belief that has lived inside your head, Belly, that's stopping you from making these calls. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. So my answer to that is thank them for their time and move on to the next call. Now, here's the truth. You think this is going to happen with every conversation, and it happens rarely. Here's another thing that we do. We make decisions based on how we feel. In other words, I'm thinking I would hate to get that call. so I'm not making that call. Is that possible? Is that possible? How do you feel when you see somebody walking around the neighborhood and you're like, they're knocking on doors? Are you, wow, that's great. I hope they come to my door and knock on my door. Or are you like, oh my gosh, turn off the lights, honey, be really quiet. Don't let the kids make any noise. We're all gonna hide here. Is that mindset stopping you from going out and knocking on doors? Of course it is. Of course it is. Now, what if, Clarissa, I'm coming right to you, I promise. What if you knew for a fact that for every 100 people you talk to, somebody's going to list their home with you? And you're like, oh my gosh, John, 100 to 1? All right, slow down a moment. That's one a month. That's one listing every single month, guys, simply by knocking on doors and circle prospecting, or making phone calls and circle prospecting. Now, Belly, if you knew that for every 100 people you spoke with, you would get one seller listing, and that one seller listing, let's say your average commission is $10,000, that's $120,000 a year to talk to 20 people a day. Hey, Belly, I have a job. Here's the job description. Talk to 20 people a day. Now, the job pays $120,000 a year. Are you interested? Well, there you go. Clarissa, talk to us.
So going back to Ballet's, I don't even know you, so why would I want to recommend you? You can actually pull out the script. You know what, Ballet, you're right. You don't know me. Over time, I'm sure we'll get to know each other because I'm your local neighborhood agent. I'm the local expert. And the rest of that script, John.
Yeah, no, Clarissa, you're 100% right. Thank you for bringing that to the table, okay? So completely understand, and I'm the local economist of choice. I know the local economy better than anybody else does. I am a strategic pricing. Okay, so 100%, you could do that. You're right, Clarissa. I'm also saying that it's completely okay just to go to the next call, right? Okay, so this person's a jerk, and they're going to be a jerk, and I choose not to talk to jerks, so I'm just going to say thank you for your time, and I'm going to make the next call.
Actually,
And
that was,
John,
I'm sorry, John. Go
if
ahead.
they're not a jerk, they're genuinely asking you,
Yeah.
and then let them know. That's when you go into the script and let them know. They might genuinely be asking you. I don't know you.
So, Joanne, let's try that. Hey, Joanne, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months?
Well, John, at the time that you're asking me, I'm not sure, but I don't really know you. So how could I know to even refer you?
So the smart ass in me wants to say, yeah, Joanne, I don't know you either. But I'm not going to do that.
But I'm asking you, give me a good reason to refer your business today.
Yeah. Here's a really good reason why, Joanne, because I am the local real estate expert. I am selling an average of 5 homes a month, 6 homes a month, 10 homes a month, whatever the number is. And if you don't have those numbers, we plug in. We are selling an average of 10 homes a month. Nobody is selling more homes in your market than we are. Where our listings are selling an average of less than 30 days on the market, for an average of 99% of the asking price. By the way, the average listing in our market is taking 120 days to sell and selling at about 92% of the asking price. So the reason you would want to refer your friends to me is because there's nobody better to get their home sold than me.
And I love how Clarissa added that level of trust building where I'm sure you'll get to know me. I appreciate you don't know me yet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll get to know me and you'll understand in time.
Yeah.
I like that piece.
Yeah, and I want to simplify this for you guys because the subject is called reluctance. Simply go to the next call. Joanne's 100% spot on. How do we overcome that? Okay, good. Clarissa gave you a better response than I did, but the two of us worked together to give you a response to that. Belly, you're just you're my, this whole call is about you. So I'm talking to you the entire time. How's that? So Belly, we gave you a couple of responses to, I don't know you. Why would I refer you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. You're calling expired listings. I noticed your listing came off the market. If I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? You're calling it for sale by owner. I noticed you're selling your home by owner. If I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? So you can't say, I don't know what to say. Gee whiz, holy cow, I am going to lose my mind. I have been talking to you for some of you for years. Nothing's changed. And I've been teaching you what to say. So how in the world did you say, I don't know what to say? So that can't be the reason.
Who said I don't know what to say?
I did. I'm just talking to myself over here. I'm giving you all of the reasons why somebody would have reluctance. Okay. Well, they might give me an objection I don't know the answer to. Give me one that I haven't given you the answer to yet.
I don't have one that you haven't given me the answer to, but I do have a reason for me personally behind call reluctance.
Give it to me,
And
please.
when I identified it, it was an aha moment because it was like, okay, I set the time to make my calls and then I go to make my calls and all of a sudden I have this pit in my stomach. And I realized that just like anything else you're going into, if you're not prepared, you need to have that preparation time to go through. For me, I'm going through my prospecting list. I'm going through people that I met at open houses and just identifying the next point of contact for them, identifying what their needs are today. So if I look at my list, and maybe this list is a bunch of people I've never talked to, it doesn't matter what you're preparing to do. You have to have a moment of preparation. What does my conversation look like right before I pick up the phone?
Okay.
And so I had to have a prep time before my calls. If I don't have that prep time, I'm not making those calls.
Okay. I love that, Joanne. Thank you for sharing that. Now, here, you guys see this? Doesn't everybody see this? All right, this is a prehistoric call sheet. Nobody here would use something like this. You guys are all smarter than me. But this is what I've been doing for 22 years, tracking how many calls I make, how many contacts I have, and how many appointments I schedule. All right, 22 years doing this. Do you think I have call reluctance? Yes or no? Joanne says no. Belly, did you run away? Did you not hear?
Yeah, something I have to.
I figured you did. So 22 years making calls. Do you think I have call reluctance? Yes, I
John,
do.
and that's hard to believe, John, because you just flow so eloquently and you just pick up the phone and call and you do what's necessary. You hit your standard.
I like the word elegant. Yes, that's true.
So I send a text message out, just one of the ways that I follow up, okay? I send a text message out to an agent that I've been working with for about a year, inviting him to a class that I was teaching on, I forget. It was one of our panels that we did. Okay, I forget. His response back to me was stop, S-T-O-P. My response back to him was, that's interesting. I'm reaching out to offer help in order to help you double your production. What would you like me to stop? His response back to me was, get lost. Now, That surprise you? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Clarissa, there's real estate agents in the Coral Springs area that are probably glad that I moved. Yes or no?
I don't understand why they would be, but
Okay,
yeah.
let me ask a different question. There's real estate agents at Remax Park Creek, Coldwell Banker, Kai's, other companies that are probably glad that I no longer work as a team leader for Keller Williams in Coral Springs.
Oh,
Why?
absolutely, because our numbers have dropped. They have plummeted since you left the market center.
Well, that's not the point. Okay.
But you know that's the
Right.
truth.
The point, and
Oh, now I see why.
that's not the point. Erase. Here's
Gotcha.
the
Oh, I'm sorry. We're being recorded. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Clarissa, do you know Bill Soul?
I've heard the name. He's an
Yeah.
agent in Parkland, right?
Yeah, he's rock star agent. He closes like 40-50 million dollars a year. Bill called me when I moved back to the West Coast, and he said, John, I am so glad that you're no longer in Coral Springs.
Because you're
Why?
taking all his agents.
No, that's not
No.
it either, guys.
No, because you're helping other agents to be better in order to compete with them.
Boy,
Isn't it?
you guys are really so far off base. What is the subject of today's call?
Is it because you called him all the time?
Yes, that's it. He was tired of me calling him, trying to recruit him to my Keller Williams Market Center. Now, do you think I knew that about Bill? The
Of
answer to
course.
that question is yes. So when his name comes up as the next call on my list, do you think that I had call reluctance? Yes.
Yes.
Did
And
I?
you called him anyway.
Hell yes. When the name pops up, I don't even look at the name. I look at the number and dial. And while the phone is ringing, I look at who am I calling in order to be prepared to have that conversation with that person. And by the time I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to talk to this person, they're going to yell at me. They've already answered the phone. John, I told you I'm never joining blank. Quit calling me.
All right, I'll call you next week.
So as a real estate agent, I list an average of 10 homes a month. Yes, not bragging, it's just a fact, okay? I'm going to tell you for a fact that is a lot easier than recruiting real estate agents.
Okay.
You want to talk to a group of people who are going to chew you out? Call real estate agents. Now, what's the price of allowing call reluctance to cause you to not get in the activity? What's the price? Well, we already said that if you talk to 20 people a day, you'll talk to 5,000 a year, that if 1% turned into a closed sale, 1% of 5,000, is it 50? Joanne's on her calculator. Thank you, Joanne.
I'm processing. I wasn't going to come up with an exact number. It's a light bank account is what it is.
I need the number. 1%.
You need the number.
I need the number. 1% of 5,000. I think it's 50. I just need somebody to verify that I'm correct.
Yes.
It's 50. What's your average commission?
50.
No, per closing. What's your average
Okay.
commission?
Let's say between 7 and 10 grand.
Let's go with 10. The math is easy. That's $500,000. Not hitting your daily standards when it comes to conversations could be costing you $500,000. Now, what if it's only costing you half of that, 250? What if it's costing you half of that, 125,000? That's the cost of allowing call reluctance to cause you to not make the calls.
So John, I hear your strategy is a lot different than mine, and I think it just depends on who your call list is. I know for me, whether I want to call someone or not depends more heavily on if I've prepared myself for that conversation. And that could be just years of experience that you have. So you don't need to prepare as much for each call. You would rather just dive into the number.
I don't want to say you're wrong. My buddy Rich Tomasini would say, I'd love to agree with you, but that would make us both wrong.
May I add 2 cents? May I add 2 cents to you, Joanne, there?
Yes.
I think if in the moment of you try, you're gonna fail, but it will make you understand where you're failing in order to be successful. So it's like practicing. If you think you're ready to do something, you will never gonna do it because you're never gonna think you're ready. So let's just do it. And while it happens and you like, let's say fail or maybe has a bad conversation, you think about that or record yourself. Listen to the recording. What did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? And
Okay.
then better call, my opinion.
Okay. I agree.
I
So you're looking for buyers or you're looking for sellers or you're working by referral. That's basically 3 different conversations. Now, the conversations all pretty much sound the same. They're very, very similar. So as far as preparation is concerned, the preparation for the first person on my list versus the next person on my list is pretty much the same. Well, Joanne, I don't change. Keep doing what.
No, I think this is all valid, and I'm speaking to maybe a different list. So if I'm going through my list of buyers that maybe weren't ready to buy 3 months ago, I'm going to look at my notes. I'm going to see what it is that their searches were so that I can be prepared. Maybe they're like,
Okay.
oh, I didn't know that was on the market.
Okay, how much time does it take you to do that?
A few minutes. And so I'll do it before making those calls. I'll spend a minute to do it and then make the call.
How about while the phone is ringing?
Fair.
Okay, here's my point. If I take 2 minutes before every conversation, it could possibly cause me to have 5 less conversations that day. Now, how do you know one of those 5 weren't going to be the $1 million listing that was going to hire you? You don't know. Clarissa, talk to me. This is going to be it, guys. We're going to jump.
So again, I understand Joanne because I have that's that CS personality in us
No, I
where
know.
we have to
It's ready
do the
for
research first. We
Yeah.
have to do the research first before we can, and the practice mentally in our heads before
Yeah.
we hop
Yeah.
on that call.
Yeah,
And John, that's a hard thing to break.
I get
And
it.
I understand, you say, just make the call.
It's a hard thing to break, but it is holding you back.
Back. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Holding you hostage.
Unbelievable.
That's an eye opener.
It is costing you money.
That's true. I just want to say that I understand it's like we do feel like we have to warm up, and that's okay, to take a few minutes to warm up, but then just hop on the calls and go. So
How many of you have been warming up for like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months,
or more. Or
or
more.
longer? I mean,
You're right.
be honest.
I've been
Right.
on the warmer.
How much money is that costing you?
A
Joanne is
lot.
in a slow cooker. She's in a slow cooker right now.
It's costing a lot of money and a lot of time.
All right, I'm going to let you go on this. I love you guys, and you got to step it up. You have to. Why would I keep showing up every morning if you don't?
Right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Okay. Make it a great
Yes.
day.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, John. Have a good weekend.
Go get them,
Enjoy
guys.
your weekend.